Good day, grade 7 students. Welcome to this subject, Social Studies. This is your teacher, Miss MJ. This video will serve as a recap makeup class, especially for the students who aren't able to attend our Google Meet class. Let's proceed to our online learning discussion now. Class, before we proceed to our online learning discussion, let's have a short recap or review of the last topics that we have discussed, which was about Australia. So Australia is the only continent which has only one country, which is also named as Australia. And because there's only one country in Australia, it is divided into 7 territories, and they are Western Australia, Northern Territory, Queensland, South Australia, New South Wales, Victoria, and Tasmania. Class, the objectives of our lesson today are the following. Number 1, students must be able to know about Australian facts, overview, and timeline. And number 2, students must be able to know Australia's climate, vegetation, and map. So at the end of our online discussion, I expect that you already know some Australian facts, its overview, the important events that had happened in this continent, the climate that they have, vegetation, and map. Class, our topics for today are about Australian facts, overview, timeline, climate, vegetation, and map. These are the vocabulary words or words to learn. And so you can practice your reading skills and speaking skills. Please repeat after me. Are you ready now? Let's read. Number 1, map. Number 2, climate. Number 3, overview. Number 4, timeline. And number 5, vegetation. Now let's read the meaning of these words one by one. Map. A map is a representation of the Earth's features drawn on a flat surface. Maps use symbols and colors to represent features of an area, simplifying the real world. A person who makes map is called a cartographer. The second word is climate. These are the synonyms for the word climate: atmosphere, weather, environment, mood, and climate. The third word is overview. Overview means outline, survey, summary, synopsis, sketch, review, examination, brief, digest, inspection. The next word is timeline. It means chronology, time, schedule, timetable, calendar, agenda, chart, program, itinerary, and outline. And the last word is vegetation. Synonyms for vegetation are greenery, flora, plants, botany, and herbage. And these are the 5 vocabulary words that can help us better understand our topic for today. Let's read them again from numbers 1 to 5. Map, climate, overview, timeline, and vegetation.
There is no place in the world like Australia, not even its beautiful neighbor, New Zealand. Henry Rollins. Here are 25 facts about Australia that show why it's so unique. 25. There's a lake in Australia called Lake Hillier that is a bright shade of pink. Unlike with other similar lakes, scientists are still not completely sure why. 24. According to scientists, about 3/4 of the species that make Australia home have yet to be discovered. 23. In 2009, Sam Isho, an Iraqi refugee, tried to pay back the Australian government for all the welfare payments he took before starting his successful construction company. 22. Australia's National Science Agency claims to have basically invented Wi-Fi and has even sued over it. 21. In Australia, there are more kangaroos than people. 20. There's a river called the Never Never River. 19. In 1892, several hundred people left Australia to create New Australia, which was supposed to be a utopian society in the middle of Paraguay. 18. The stinging bush makes you vomit just by touching it. 17. The city of Melbourne used to be called Batmania. 16. Australia claims the largest part of Antarctica, 5.8 million square kilometers or 2.2 million square miles. 15. In 1859, 22 rabbits were introduced to a rabbitless Australia. In 1869, the continent was home to 2 million rabbits. 14. Highway 1 is the world's longest national highway. It's 14,500 kilometers or 9,000 miles long, and it encircles the entire country. 13. There's a mountain called Mount Disappointment because the explorers who reached its summit were not satisfied with the view. 12. Elizabeth's bookshop in Newtown wraps its books in paper with a short description on them so that nobody can judge a book by its cover. 11. In spite of its bad reputation, the last time somebody died of a spider bite in Australia was in 1981. 10. Anna Creek Station, the world's largest cattle ranch, is bigger than the entire country of Israel. 9. In Victoria, only a licensed electrician is allowed to change light bulbs. 8. Australia is home to the top 10 deadliest snakes in the world. 7. Australia exports camels to Saudi Arabia. 6. Recently, 6,000 marauding camels invaded the town of Docker River in search of water. 5. In fact, although the country is known for cuddly koalas, it has 10 times more camels. 4. 10% of people surveyed in England thought Australia was farther away than the moon. 3. The continent/country of Australia is an island surrounded by more than 8,000 smaller islands. 2. With over 10,000 beaches, you could visit a different beach every single day for the next 30 years. 1. There, Burger King is called Hungry Jack's because when BK first expanded to Australia, the name was already trademarked by a takeaway food shop in Adelaide. Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the top right corner so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these 2 videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.
Now, class, let us study about Australian facts. Full name is Commonwealth of Australia. The head of state is Queen Elizabeth II. Prime Minister is Scott Morrison. Population is 25.36 million in 2019. The capital city is Canberra. The largest city is Sydney. The area is 7.692 million square kilometers, and the major language is English. Major religion is Christianity. Life expectancy for men 80 years and for women 84 years. Monetary unit or currency that they use is Australian dollar. Main exports, ores and metals, wool, food and live animals, fuels, transport machinery and equipment. GNI per capita 43,770 US dollars. Internet domain.au. International dialing code is +61. Now class, let us study about the overview of Australia. The British founded the first European settlement in 1788 AD and named Sydney. Many of the first settlers were convicts or prisoners, but free settlers started to arrive in increasing numbers, particularly after the discovery of gold in the mid-19th century. Modern Australia was founded with the influx of European settlers just over 200 years ago, but the Aborigines inhabited the continent for tens of thousands of years before that. Today, just over 90% of the population are of European descent, with less than 3% descended from the indigenous Aboriginal population. Now, class, let us study about Australian timeline. 40,000 BC, the first Aborigines arrived from Southeast Asia. 1788, British Navy Captain Arthur Phillip, a penal settlement at Sydney. 1829, colony of Western Australia established at Perth by Captain James Stirling. 1836, South Australia established with Adelaide as its capital. 1850s, gold is found at several locations leading to gold rushes throughout the decade. In 1901, the country is unified. The Commonwealth of Australia comes into being on 1st January. 1911, Canberra is founded and designated as the capital. 1914, outbreak of World War I. 1939, Australia follows Britain's lead and declares war on Nazi Germany. In 2000, Australia hosts the Olympic Games in Sydney, the most popular ever. And in 2001 January, Australia celebrates 100 years since its inauguration as the Commonwealth of Australia. Now, class, let us study about Australia's climate. So in here, class, you can see red color represents hot, humid, pink, warm, humid, orange, hot, dry summer, warm winter, yellow, hot, dry summer, cold winter, green, temperate, and blue, cool, temperate. Australia has got various types of climate. A tropical climate can be found in the northern part, while a subtropical climate is found both in the western and eastern parts. Grassland dominates in the area around the desert, but the temperate climates give the southern part nice cool weather all year round. Because the country is located in the southern hemisphere, Australia doesn't have a white Christmas like countries in Europe. Its coldest month is July. Now, class, let us study about Australian vegetation. Australia's shrubland is widely found in the center of the country. The dominant vegetation type of Australia is the hammock grassland that occurs extensively in the West and South Australia, as well as the Northern Territories. Tropical rainforests are found in the northeastern part. Eucalypt and acacia woodlands are the main vegetation of the eastern part. They are the two main economic plants of Australia. Deciduous and coniferous forests can be seen in the southeastern part of the country, which is a temperate climate. Map of Australia. So class, Australia is the only continent that has only one country, which is also named Australia. And because of that, it is divided into 7 categories, and they are the following: Western Australia, Northern Territory, South Australia, Queensland, Victoria, and Tasmania. Now, class, for the summary of the topics that we just discussed, which was about Australia. So these are some important facts of Australia, and you can just rewatch these over and over again. And again, it's the only continent that has only one country, which is also named Australia, and it's divided into 7 territories, and each 7 territories has its own capital cities. Western Australia, the capital is Perth. Northern Territory, the capital is Darwin. South Australia, the capital is Adelaide. Queensland, the capital is Brisbane. New South Wales, the capital is Sydney. Victoria, the capital is Melbourne, and Tasmania, the capital is Hobart. But the capital city of the country is Canberra. Now, class, for your activity, just click the link in the Google Classroom to answer the activity, which looks like this. So all you have to do is to answer letters A to H, click Finish, click Check My Answers, screenshot your score, write your name, and upload in Social Studies album in our line group. Good luck, everyone! So class, we now come to the end of our online learning discussion. I hope you have learned something about Australian facts, overview, timeline, climate, vegetation, and map. If you have any question or suggestion, please feel free to call me my personal line account or send me a message and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much and until next time. Goodbye.